Okay, another mental note: self-preservation, self-protection, and on and on. Alright? This one is about private investigators. Okay? Their whole acting, their whole get down, their whole routine is illegal. This is why they sneak. This is why they're not cops. Because they're doing things that are illegal that a cop not allowed to do, or legitimate detective. Alright? What they really are is professional nosy people. Okay, now here's what you can sue them for. You ever see the show Cheaters? Alright? If a real person does that to you, it is against the law. It is against the law to videotape someone without their permission. Okay? It is against the law. Just like paparazzis are outlawed, those same laws outlaw what private investigators are doing. If it's a law against one person doing it, it's a law against all people doing it. See, the precedence, the case was the paparazzi. But the paparazzi got their methods from private investigators. So means that this thing has to be expanded to include them. Alright, it doesn't call them by name, paparazzis. It talks about their actions are illegal. Okay, well, those are actions performed by anybody else are illegal too. In other words, you can sue them. Let me tell you exactly how. Once they have trespassed or did something to you, you go get a friend to hire them and do the act and bring their films and stuff to you. Then you take those them films and you sue them with them because they're proof and evidence. You may never get your hands on the ones they took of you. Only the person who had you investigated has access to those. So what you do is you set them up. You get another friend and another friend, and you have the one friend say you want the other friend investigated. And when they go to do these illegal acts, you got evidence from the deal to the videos to the sneaking around to the trespassing. You got completely everything you need to lockbox and sue them. When people start suing these people's socks off, it'll be done. All right, because it's not legal. Okay, it is not legal. Okay, if a police officer or a real detective did it, they cannot. You understand that they have to have a, a warrant to come in your house? A private investigator cannot get a warrant. All right, so them sneaking around over your fence and in your backyard and in your tree is illegal. You can sue them for stalking. You can sue them for invasion of privacy. You can sue them for so many things. You have to ask your attorney. You can take them to civil court. You can get a personal injury lawyer and sue them, just like CPS. And there'll be another note on that right after this, because it's bad, man. You no, let's just keep it on here too, because they so-called investigators. All right, let's talk about these people right here, so you can sue them, sue the socks off. Okay, they're guilty of kidnap when they remove your child from your house. They're guilty of causing mental anguish, trauma, and all this to your child. Maybe scarring your child for life. Maybe scarring you for life. So if you have a problem with anyone, the only reason you call the police is to establish a record, all right? So for tracking the event, you establish a record of the event occurring and make them your secretaries. They keep the record. Then you contact a lawyer. Let's take the example of CPS. You contact the lawyer and tell them, I want to sue CPS for personal injury, for what they've done to my child, what they've done to me, and what they've done to my family. And you sue them for everything they actually done, from kidnap. Understand this here. Even a doctor is not allowed to touch your child without your permission. If CPS takes your child to a doctor to be examined and he touches their genitals, that's molestation. You can sue the doctor and CPS. Okay? You didn't give them permission to check your child or touch your child. It is illegal for anyone to do anything pertaining your child without your written permission. Never give it to them. Never. They're not your friend. They'll lie to you straight to your face and tell you, oh, we're going to go just talk to your kid. We're going to bring him back after that. And have nothing he should. We'll probably need to clean this place up. Same old lie, same old routine. And then you don't see your child again for 2 weeks while they get the foster care money and all this other money for the grant. And then after that time, they establish you a court date when they could have did it in 2 days. All right, it's all a money-making scheme. So they get you to court. What do they do in court? Oh, we can't resolve this case. We're going to have to carry it over. So they get paid by head count, all of them, foster care, all of it. Now, if you are poor, you're on AFDC, assistance for families with dependent children. No dependent children, no assistance. Now your income gets cut off. Your income gets cut off, now you lose everything. Car, if it's not paid for, definitely your house, bills stack up, everything, because now you have no income. They have caused you loss of income. You can sue them for that. See, they have a second budget that when they rip you up like this and they find out you're not guilty, which they probably knew the first time they talked to the kid, but here we are months later when your life wrecked. We're going to help you get back on your feet. They have money for this. They actually pay. Why would they have money on hold for something that is not supposed to happen? See, you're not supposed to be found innocent. Okay, once they get on you, why is there money for in case you found innocent? In other words, what I'm saying is this. They are ripping up families and putting them back together. They cannot take your child out of here with some more evidence on what these people been using. They have to have evidence, some proof, something to go on. All right? And a judge has to issue a warrant just like a cop for them to go and investigate you and go into your home or talk to you. You don't have to let them in the door. When they come to the door, you do not have to let them in. I don't care if they have a cop with them. You don't have to talk to them. You don't have to let them in. And if the cop really has evidence of a crime, he will get a warrant and he will come in. If they have no evidence, they will not be back because they're watching you. Now, they're taking kids from homes without proof of a crime, find out there's no crime. The home has been ripped apart, everyone's been traumatized, money has been lost, and they help you get back in a place. That's about, they don't really help you get back on your feet or back to where you were. So you have to sue them for whatever they cost you for the whole ordeal. Loss of time, loss of wages, going to court, whatever it is at the time. Sue them. Here is the good part. Immediately as you contact a lawyer and you attempt to sue them, all right, and you show proof of invasion, trespassing, kidnap, or any of these things, the judge will issue a restraining order keeping them from coming near you or your child. They will be ordered to return your child unless they can show immediate proof of some sort of child abuse. That means your kid has to be beaten really bad or something like this here, and they have to have proof that they didn't fall and do it. Okay? Now, the problem with them in proving this is if anyone touches your child to examine them without your permission, it is illegal. You can sue them for attempted rape, molestation, just by them touching your child, putting one finger on her. I don't care if they say they was looking for bruises, they was looking for sexual assault. They have no permission to touch your child. So they can't get any immediate proof without confirming the lawsuit. See, immediately when you tell a judge someone has touched your child, the process starts. Doesn't matter how. Doesn't matter how. In other words, you're suing them for the very thing they accused you of. This is about to break up this whole process. Going around false accusing people and ripping up families, and they're the number one threat to the American family. Not drugs, not crime, or nothing. An agency that's supposed to protect the children are damaging the children and the family just to earn an income, just to be employed. These notice about people doing illegal things. A police officer is not what you think he is. You think he is authority over you. He has power over you. And you have to do what he says no matter who he is and where he is. Wrong. He's a person with a name just like you. And unless he works for someone, and unless I'm going to show you. A security guard inside of Walmart cannot touch you or do anything to you. Okay? Unless they have proof of a crime, they can stop you and they can take their goods back. They cannot hold you or do anything. They can call themselves detaining you till the cops get there. But that's always messy. They always get sued. So they're not allowed to touch you till you leave the store with the merchandise. There's a reason for all that. A cop is a security guard for a company. The company is called the state of wherever you are incorporated. Okay? He's a security guard. If you don't work for that company, have no business with that company, or contract with that company, license to tell you anything, do anything to you. You may think they do because someone told you that, but you need to know the law. He can't stop your car, make you get out, make you turn around. He can't do anything. Here's where the trickery comes in. He knows he can't. He knows he doesn't have the authority. So what does he do? He asks you for consent. If he says turn around and you turn around, you're giving consent for him to put the cuffs on you. If he say get out and you get out, if he asks you for your ID and you give it to him, you did that. He didn't take it from you. See the trickery? He can't demand anything of you. He can just make it sound like he's demanding it. But he always has to ask you everything's a question. So your stance is don't consent to anything. Don't say yes to anything. Don't even tell him you want to talk. Say, I don't consent to nothing you're doing, and I don't even want to talk to you. Can you leave? He's going to try to continue on. Well, do you have any ID on you? Yeah, I do. Can I see it? No, you can't. You have to show me your ID. No, I don't. I have the right to remain silent. I don't even have to talk to you. Now, if I'm accused of a crime, arrest me. But first, before you touch me, you're going to tell me what crime I'm accused of. And you're going to show me evidence of that crime before you ever put your hands on me. And if I'm not under arrest, I'd like to be on my way. Well, your car has a broken tail light or your tags are expired, boom, boom, boom. So I have to tell you this. It's not to undermine law and order. It's that they're in the wrong. There are cops out there shooting down people in cold blood because they got a God complex. They go to the rodeo on the weekend and run with a bunch of rednecks talking racist stuff and can't cut it off when they come back to work. And think a badge is a license to be a racist with a gun. That's about to be cut off at the knees. Now, he can't tell you do anything. The car that you are traveling in is your means of conveyance. In other words, if you were riding a horse down the street, he can't stop your horse and give your horse any kind of tickets or anything. Okay? There's a curb law that apply to dogs, and dogs are in the horse family, so your dog can't shit somewhere and you just leave the shit there. Because now you have committed a crime. But you're in a car, okay? Your car is not a motor vehicle. By law, it is not a motor vehicle. You don't need a driver's license. You don't need tags. You don't need registration. It is not a motor vehicle. It is like your horse. It is your means of conveyance. All right? You can't use the word transportation. Here's what a motor vehicle is. In order to qualify for your car to qualify as a motor vehicle, you have to be using it for business or transporting passengers. That's where the transportation comes in. Now, if you're not transporting goods for business or transporting passengers for money, it is not a motor vehicle. That's the law. It does not qualify as a motor vehicle. So you don't need none of that stuff, driver license, tags, anything. You can drive it without any of those things. The law doesn't demand that you do business with anyone. That would be illegal for the law to demand that you give your money or your stuff or you to power over to anyone. Common law kills that. Common law is this. It supersedes local law and every other law. Common law is things that have went to the Supreme Court and been ruled on. That's the supreme law of the land. Any law decided in them courtrooms supersede any little local law that your city decide to make up for their own reasons, because in racist cities they make up racist laws because they gave them liberty. The same way with state. Can't do that. So if he does any of these things, you can sue him immediately. If he puts his hands on you, if he breaks your if he violates your rights to be silent or anything, you can sue him. You don't have to fight him. You can hit him where it hurts. But I'm telling you, he's going to come back trying to shoot you because you cost him his job. A sign that there was a person with mental problems inside the police department. Too many of them. There cannot be any people with mental problems in the police department. They have guns. Are you stupid or what? Do you want a doctor operating on you with serious mental problems? No. Do you want people standing around you with a gun with mental problems? No. Racism is a mental problem. A lot of them have that. Can't help themselves. It's almost inborn. They can't shake it, then they can't be a cop. And if they can't pass the mental exam, which is about to be, the bar is about to be raised extremely, they cannot be a cop. People's lives are in their hand. They have to be of sound mind. They can't just be in shape to pass a obstacle course, simple written test that a child could pass. They have to have a superior mind than the average citizen, or the average citizen will outsmart them. Do you understand what I'm saying? Why they have to be of sound mind? Okay, two crazy people ain't gonna work. And one of them has a gun, or both of them has a gun. This is what's been going down. So, private investigators are illegal wannabe cops who couldn't cut it or pass none of the tests, or couldn't make the grade for the military. That's what security guards is. People want to be cops and soldiers, and they weren't qualified. Now, CPS is an investigator. They fall in the same category. A bunch of unqualified people. They have no psychiatric training. They have no sociology training. They have very little social training. Junior college or some crap. You won't find a PhD in the building. Okay? So, sue them. You're in a capitalistic society, and their number one worship and idol is money. Not God, as you may think. They worship gold. Take it away from them, threaten to take it away from them, and they stop them cold. Start a petition to have that second budget took away from CPS. If they're legitimate, they only need the first one. It stops them from jumping the gun because they'll have to take money out their first budget to people back together. Now somebody's not getting paid, it's getting fired. Who are they gonna fire? You look at their hire and fire list. You're gonna see how many unqualified people they got. There are some people in there on the buddy system are only in there for the buddy system because, hey, I was molested as a child, I was raped, I was abused. That is not a qualification for dealing with abused kids. That's a disqualification because your mind's messed up now. You're biased. You're too close to the case. You're seeing ghosts. You're seeing everyone got a little rapist in them. Everyone got a little child molester in them. We just got to catch them. This is what you're thinking. And I can catch you on tape saying it. Just like Cheaters does. You're going to sue me? You should. Because I would have to do it illegally. So, jails are going to be shut down for something much better. Courts will be revamped. But I'm telling you, cops and lawyers will still be employed. Okay? It's just that right now they were supposed to be tax collectors. They were supposed to be security. They've overstepped their bounds. First of all, what is this deception? That's why I'm running. What is this deception? How can you tell a people you care about them, vote for me, in which every last one of these clowns are doing, and none of them are telling you the truth, all telling you what they think you'll buy? What do I mean? Listen to this. How come none of them, how come I'm the only one telling you that this is not a country? It is a company called the United States Incorporated. America is a country, and America's not the United States. Mexico's in America, and they give you the impression it's not. That they're legally coming into America, on American soil, across American borders. No, it's all America. South America, North America, remember those words? It's all America. You know this in the back of your mind, but you're letting someone else tell you what you're looking at. The United States is the United States. It is not America. It is the United States of America Incorporated, which makes it a company. And it is ran like a company. Look at its structure. It has a corporate structure. How come the people aren't told they're part of a company? That their business and livelihood is part of a greater company? That they're a subsidiary or division or different things like that. They see the mailman as part of the government, but not them. No, the mailman is part of the same company you are if you sign on. If you don't sign on, you're not part of none of that. How big is the United States of America Incorporated? This is going to turn you. You probably think, oh, from New York to California. No. It's only as big as the District of Columbia, which you can say is Washington, D.C. It doesn't stretch no further than that. Its authority stretches over any weak-minded person who falls for their lies. California knows that the District of Columbia, the United States Corporation, really has no power over them. That's why they're allowed to make their own laws to a certain extent. Some states are about to go independent, sovereign, and break off from the company. You couldn't do that. They'll send the military after you. That's because there are smaller companies who have to sign on to this big company. So the other 59 companies signed on. The other 49 companies signed on. Kind of that's the way when you hear them old westerns and they say, "Hey, such and such has become the 13th state of the union." That's what they're doing, signing on to the company. And the company originally was that size, but in 1930s something else happened, and it was changed. It was, and it was changed again when when we borrowed money and didn't have anything for collateral. They put the population and society up as collateral. In other words, the International Commerce Bank of China can come put chains on you and take you as their property because you've been put up as collateral. How come no one tells you that? But they say they love you. They say they for you. I'm here for you. Whatever you say, I'm going to go up there and tell them guys that's what we're fighting for. That's what we want. They're all lying. They took all the respect and integrity out of politics where now all of us, come on, admit it, secretly think a politician is a crooked person, a lying, fake person, like a television newscaster. You know, Ted, for you that are old enough, a top model. They could be naked under that desk, but every day they must have a new shirt and that hairdo. And they're about fake as superficial as you can ever see. Airheads who don't have a brain of their own reading from a teleprompter.